Hey everyone, and welcome to this special explainer session. I'm your friendly relationship counselor right here at the Magic ATM Lovers Conclave, and today we are going to look at the absolute ultimate blueprints for building a healthy, lasting relationship. Whether you're just dating, newly engaged, or you've literally been married for decades, building a home that actually stands the test of time, well, it requires a whole lot more than just good intentions. It requires a really solid plan. So today, we're going to unpack a framework that takes ancient wisdom and transforms it into highly practical, modern relationship building blocks.
Okay, let's dive straight into our foundational document for the week. The whole concept centers on doing justice and loving mercy, specifically within the four walls of your own home. We're not talking about grand, sweeping societal gestures here. We are talking about the everyday nitty-gritty interactions, the stuff that happens in your kitchen, in your living room, or during that long car ride. It's all about taking these really profound principles and applying them to things like who does the dishes, how you argue, and most importantly, how you forgive.
Now, before we lay down the very first brick of our relationship house, I want you to ask yourself this deeply revealing question right from our source text. Is your relationship characterized by fairness and forgiveness? Really think about that for a second. When the tension starts rising, do you lean toward being fair? And when mistakes are inevitably made, is your default reaction to forgive? You see, a healthy relationship relies heavily on balancing these two incredibly powerful forces. Without fairness, resentment just naturally builds up, but without forgiveness, your connection totally dies.
What's really fascinating here is how the ancient text of Micah 6:8 provides the exact divine architecture we need to strike this balance. It says, "He has told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God?" Our source material breaks this famous verse down to reveal that God's basic requirements for a righteous life are actually the exact same blueprint needed for a healthy relationship. It breaks lasting love down into three core pillars.
Let's start with Pillar 1, do justice.
So, the crucial takeaway is that in the context of your home, doing justice absolutely isn't about courtrooms or gavels or intense legal debates. It simply means fighting fair and keeping your word to your partner. It's about acting with true integrity. Are you actually sharing the responsibilities, or is one person kind of carrying the entire load of the household? Are you speaking the truth, even when it's super uncomfortable? Doing justice in your relationship means you're creating an environment where both people feel completely safe, respected, and equally valued. It is literally the absolute bedrock of trust.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, love mercy.
Now, justice by itself can actually be incredibly harsh. A relationship that's based solely on rigid rules and strict fairness, well, it's eventually going to turn pretty cold. So once we have our solid foundation of fairness, we absolutely have to soften the walls. And notice how mercy isn't just a reluctant, mumbled apology. Our source material defines it as an active delight in showing compassion and forgiveness. It's not just having mercy, it is loving mercy. That means when your partner drops the ball, completely messes up a schedule, or says the wrong thing in a heated moment, you actually find joy in offering them grace rather than punishing them for it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the daily choice you have to make. You've got to actively choose grace instead of scorekeeping. We all know exactly what scorekeeping looks like, right? It's that mental Excel spreadsheet you suddenly pull out during an argument. I took out the trash the last 3 times and you forgot to pay the water bill back in 2019. Our blueprint absolutely demands that we shred that scorecard. Loving mercy means we absolutely do not weaponize our partner's past mistakes against them.
And that brings us to Pillar 3, walk humbly.
Let's look at the roof that holds this whole divine architecture together. We've got our foundation of justice, our walls of mercy, and now we got to cap it off. If you want this structure to actually weather the unpredictable storms of life, walking humbly means submitting to a higher way of doing things. Most importantly, it means prioritizing the relationship way above your own ego. It's making that really tough conscious decision that the health of your partnership is far, far more important than your personal need to just be right. When you walk humbly, you stop asking, how do I win this argument? And you finally start asking, how do we heal this disconnect?
Next up, it's time for the Conclave Relational Audit.
As your counselor here at the Conclave, there is no way I'm letting you just walk away with good theories. We have to put these concepts into practice and test your foundation to see how well your structure is holding up. Now, if you're single, this applies just as deeply to you. Your homework, taken directly from our source, is a friendship evaluation. Look closely at your closest friendships. Are they just? Are they merciful? Or are they a good mix of both? This week, your audit is to intentionally do justice, meaning be completely honest and fair, in one specific interaction, while simultaneously loving mercy, being kind and forgiving, in that exact same interaction. Pay close attention to how intentionally mixing honesty with kindness completely transforms your interpersonal dynamics. It's honestly incredible practice for any future romance.
And for our married friends, here is your specific conclave relational audit. I want you to target one specific area of friction in your marriage. The source suggests common pain points like chores, finances, or parenting. Once you pick that area, sit down together and ask yourselves these 3 diagnostic questions. Are we doing justice here? Are we loving mercy here? And are we walking humbly? For example, maybe you're totally fair with the finances, but you severely lack mercy when your spouse goes even slightly over budget. Just pick one single area and actively adjust your approach using our 3 pillars to find a much better balance.
Let's bring this all together with your lasting love declaration. To ensure these blueprints don't just, stay flat on the drawing board, we need a commitment that will make your home a microcosm of a righteous and compassionate kingdom. I highly encourage you to read this declaration out loud this week. We commit to what God requires. We will do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly together. Our home will be a microcosm of His righteous and compassionate kingdom. Using this as a powerful daily reminder will actively reinforce your relationship's divine architecture. Because when you frame your home as a tiny reflection of ultimate righteousness and compassion, it fundamentally changes how you speak to each other in the hallway.
To wrap up our explainer today, I'm going to leave you with this final, truly vital question to ponder from our source text. Which is harder in your relationships, doing justice or loving mercy, and why? Are you naturally a strict rule follower who just really struggles to let things go? Or are you so merciful that you completely avoid hard truths and fail to hold any healthy boundaries? Identifying which of these pillars is the hardest for you to build is the absolute first step to fortifying your relationship. Talk about this with your partner, be honest about your struggles, and keep on building. Thanks so much for joining me here at the Conclave, and happy building.